and I am Sayyed Sakir Mumtaz, and this is my free webinar for you. It is specially designed for authors because, in my experience, once I have worked with many authors, I have realized that there are problems, especially so. The most of the authors which I have worked with them, they ask these sort of questions. So I thought that I should reply those questions. For example, without knowing your book or what sort of author you are, I can assure you that any author and any book can become bestseller. The only thing which you need to put it right is how cost effective your publishing is and how you market your book. So many authors come to me after spending a lot of money, rather wasting a lot of money, and they are adamant that their content is enough, but actually it does not happen in online publishing or self-publishing. So without any further delay, I would tell you this thing that you can become best-selling author, your book can become bestseller. Just you have to put the things right. Okay, I have worked with more than 200 authors, and many of them become bestsellers. But I would like to say that you should not commit that mistakes which they committed, so that you also become a best-selling author. Then there are many authors already told that they are penny wise and pound foolish. They spend money on those activities or those things which do not matter at all. So avoid those pitfalls. And there are very good high sounding words like book launch, book marketing strategy, and people are paying enormous amount of money for those. So I will try to show you what these things mean and how to capitalize on these high sounding words and how to market your book effectively. Okay, some myths busting is required. Then we'll look into books life cycle, which is pre-publishing to publishing, then book launch, and book marketing comes after the book launch. So we'll discuss them, and then I'll have some question answers. If you want to ask some questions, I'll be happy to reply on. Okay, the most common thing which authors tell me that they have written such a book with such a wonderful content that no one have ever written that sort of book, and they think their book can succeed on the strength of their content. But there is a very difficult thing to understand, that your content is among those books which are being published almost daily. And there are almost 400K books published in a month on Amazon. So how your book is going to stand out among those, especially online? I agree, and I have seen content of many authors that it was fabulous content, but they could not make it. They could not become even a consistent seller. What to talk about bestseller. So your content is not the king. Amazon A9 algorithm does not take into account quality of content while showing the results. So quality of content is just for Amazon is how much clicks you are getting, how much sales you are generating. That is their way of showing the top books. And another important thing is that all sales happen on page 1 of Amazon search results, while 90% sales goes to top 5. So if you are not on the page 1 of Amazon search engine for some relevant term, you won't sell. And if you are not among top 5s, you will get very meager sales. So the whole competition among the marketers, authors, publishers is about reaching to that position where they are in the top 5s or on top of the search results. So please, there is no way of saying this politely, but your content does not matter online, especially if you are not well-known author or you are starting now. The second myth is people spend a lot of money on offline sales, or they sell a lot of books offline, means through books shops, and some people are giving away the books to their friends or attending some uh, function in a university, but this does not translate into sales. Offline is whole different ball game, and here we are going to talk about online only. The second thing very important about this thing is you are, if you want to succeed as an author, you need to master online, because online selling is the quickest way to sell your book and earn some profit, royalty, or whatever you call it, or return on investment. So if you do not sell online well, even if you are selling tons of book offline, it won't matter on Amazon. So be understanding about this factor. Yes, of course, if you are well-known celebrity like Will Smith or Matthew Perry, those people have launched their books in this year, and they are selling. I think I analyzed the book of Matthew Perry. He's selling about $60,000 a month. So if you are not that type of celebrity, do not expect this thing that you will make sales offline and translate into online success ever. Oh, this is the analysis which I carried out about the Will Smith's book. Excuse me. It started selling more than 700 books, and still it is going down. But even if it is going down, it is selling more books than many authors can think of selling in a day. So they are selling about 30 books at this stage. But you can see maybe the first few months were there was a lot of effort in marketing, and then it's going down. But still, it is earning about $10,000 to $12,000 a month. Okay, by throwing more money on ads, you cannot generate more sales, because Amazon is all about relevance. It is not like Facebook or Google, which are most interested in getting clicks. If your book is not relevant to that keyword, or Amazon thinks it is not relevant, it will not show in the result. And once it is not shown in the results, so you won't get any sales. So even if you put $1,000 budget per day, it does not mean that you will get any sales or all sales. The another thing which I have experienced with Amazon is that they all keep all authors or sellers hooked by giving some sales to everyone. So one day you can have 100 sales and other day you can have 0 sales. So that's how they keep the interest in their own uh, platform. And because that helps them getting a lot of royalty and a lot of money, because almost 50% they are already taking apart from the money which is coming to them from ads. The other thing is, with if $100 spending on ads on Amazon, if you are generating 1,000 sales, it does not mean if you double it, then it will go to $2,000 sales. It may happen that after spending $200, you may end up at 120, $1,000, $1,200 sales. So it is not that exact science that you will say that, okay, I will spend this much money and I will start getting more sales. And the upscaling of ads is very tricky part. Sometimes you even start losing money, which you were already getting in plus side. Now you will start going in the negative side. Another thing important is if you are bidding maximum on a keyword with $1 bid, and then another author is bidding with 0.2 maximum. So just think from business point of view, why Amazon will give you sale at 0.15 or $0.1 cost per click, because you're willing to spend more than that person up to $1. Why they will give you sale at low cost? So in my experience, what happens that the person bidding low, since he cannot bid more than 0.2, they will give him some sales, and you will get sales at very high cost. So throwing a lot of money, increasing the bids may not work in long term because no one has that much money. Okay, one strange thing happens with self-publishing authors, because they are all in all, no one is there to guide them. They spend on very flimsy or things which do not matter at all. One of my authors got some award from some website. They declared her book the best book of the year, and they gave her a badge to be placed on her cover. But does that matter? Because once you go and see yourself, just go and see your buying pattern. Do you care how many people are recommending it, or how many awards it has got? So it does not matter for anyone, because it does not make your book bestseller or okay, if you are at New York Times bestsellers, yes, it does matter. If you are at the bestseller list of USA Today, yes, it does matter. But these websites mint money of giving away those awards which do not matter. As an author, you want to get consistent sales. That is the aim of every effort which we are doing. So this is money making, and just if someone has given you an award and you place it on your book, that website is not known. So will it encourage someone to buy your book? I don't think so, and it has never happened. Many people have got awards, they have placed it on their covers, but they do not matter. Okay, hiring influencers can increase sales? No and yes. No, because if you are going by only the followers number, then you cannot get sales, because many people have bought the followers. So you have to be very careful once you are doing hiring some influencer. So and also if they are not related to your niche, they do not have following of your niche, so it will not matter even if they do a promo for your book. Okay, so the most important part is books life cycle. The first part is pre-publishing and publishing. These all steps you have to take, you have to put things right in order to become eligible to be a bestseller. So if you do not put these things right, it will harm your book sales. Maybe you will get sales, but at very high cost. So editing, we'll discuss in detail in next few slides. Formatting, cover designing, listing on Amazon, uh, advanced reader copies, yes, publishing correctly on Amazon is very important. Then the second part is use as book launch. Uh, Book launch basically is once you have published the book, you take certain actions because in first few months, or especially with the first 30 days, Amazon gives more latitude to new books, more visibility to new books. So that they term it as a honeymoon period with Amazon. So you have to make use of that period to get noticed. So in that case, you have paid ads, book promos, you get reviews, you generate email marketing efforts, and that is all in first month at least you have to do. Then the next stage comes, which is consistent, and that is the life cycle, which will continue forever till the time you do not stop it. You will do optimizations of your ads, then you will hire some influencers, do some email marketing, social media marketing. So these will continue throughout the year, and you will keep on doing 24/7, 12 months, year after year, once you have published the book. But the problem is over here is that people spend a lot of money while creating their books. But it is a rough estimate which I have gathered from many authors. It may be wrong, somewhere percentages could be plus minus. So they spend a lot of money in creating their books. Then they go for very flimsy launch strategy. And after those, they have a very meager budget available for continuing the marketing. So many authors lose interest in their books in 3 months, 6 months, because you cannot sustain it for a very longer period unless you have a lot of money to throw on that. But no one invests in a failure. So that's why I think this is impracticable, practical distribution of the budget, whatsoever budget you have in your mind. So you have to make use of a very pragmatic approach to get your books in the published also and market it in such a way that you get some consistent sales. So I do believe that ideal budget should be, if you have got $100 overall or $1,000 overall, so it should be 45% going to production, then 10% for launch, and then you have to sustain your marketing efforts for coming years or months. So 45% is just my understanding. Maybe it is 50 or 55%, maybe it is 40%. But if you do not have money for marketing, even if you have written the next Alchemist, it will never reach the right audience, it will never get you sales, and you will lose your heart very soon. Even in Alchemist, once the Paulo Coelho published in Brazil, it sold few copies, and then they handed over him all his books and said, "Okay, try it yourself. We do not have any copyright issues. Even you can go and publish somewhere else." So it is now part of the history, but you can see that without marketing, even if you have a very excellent book, it cannot sell. Now we are discussing each step with few tips: proofreading, editing, and formatting. always hire professional proofreader and editor, but I must recommend that please have a look at their rates also, because they, especially proofreaders and editors, charge a lot of money. So we are here to reduce the cost. So try to get those who have good repo and they know their job and they are not costing you a lot, because the whole purpose of all this exercise is reducing your production cost. Okay, poorly formatted book have very adverse impact on sales, because buyers, I have seen the comments of buyers, they even highlight the punctuations if they were wrong, font size, grammatical mistakes in all reviews. So it makes it look very unprofessional, and no one will be willing to spend a lot of money on that book. So formatting, yes, it is very important. It has to look like a book uh, once they are reading, whether it's ebook or paperback, it has to be done professionally. Okay, one example I'll give you, and that's why I this mentioned this large font and line spacing. An author had a book written about some fiction book about Russians. Probably it was centered on the Putin's character, someone like him. And he wrote the book of 550 pages. So his paperback was at $17 and he was not getting any sales. So once I tried to market his book, then it did not sell. Then I asked him why the price is so high. Then we discussed and we found that his font was very large size for paperback, and that's why, and line spacing was very broad. So that's why it was very expensive. So we reduced the font size, line spacing, and finally it came to about $13 and it started selling. It did not sell a lot, but it started selling. So that's why the formatting is important, because if you are going for uh, unprofessional or uh, these sort of things, which where your cost is going to be very high, so it will not sell your book. Okay, cover designing for fiction is very important, and this cover design I found it from Amazon, and this is very fabulous cover design. Just see, the title is part of your world. It is not part of your world means that somehow this book is about the people those who are apart. And just see the color scheme. You can see that the women is standing and there is a metropolitan area in the background, and the man, it looks like some from a village, and there's a barn there. So it shows that, and why the way they are holding their hands, it shows they are, this book is romantic, and it is a tale about uh, people from different backgrounds. So these sort of covers resonate with your ideal audience. And also, one thing you have to be very sure that you have to reduce the cost of cover designing. You cannot pay $2,000 for designing these sort of covers. So design a cover which is in line with your genre. It conveys, especially for fiction, it conveys what this book is all about. Only then you can, because there are very less time an author is going to get from a buyer, maybe 8 seconds only. So in 8 seconds, what he can read, he can see your title, subtitle, and cover design. That's all. So if you are not able to impress him in these 8 seconds or 10 seconds, he will move away, because there are so many options. So you have to put your cover in line with the genre, and it has to be expressive so that the people understand what this book is all about before even reading your description. And this is a very good example for a non-fiction book cover. just see how they have strategically used the color of the fonts and the keywords and how they are offering solutions. This is all given in the book on the cover. It is about hockey. You play better. Play better is a benefit someone is going to get from this. The essential skills for player development, benefit for the buyer. Then it is stamp of authority and the picture of the one of the greatest ice hockey players. So this is an ideal nonfiction cover which explains everything about the book. So in 8 seconds or 10 seconds or 15 seconds, it is going to grab attention, and it was a bestseller once I checked the book. So maybe it is not a bestseller now because it changes over every day. So maybe. Then there your titles and subtitles are very important. I will talk about more about subtitles because title you cannot change once it is published. Just see this book, The $100 Startup. And its subtitle is Fire Your Boss, Do What You Love, and Work Better to Live More. So it ideally tells you everything about the book. That it is a cheap way to launch a startup and you become your own boss. You can do anything what you love. You work better because you are yourself your own boss, and live more because you are not in corporate structure or corporate life that where you do not have time for yourself. So subtitles ideally define your audience in subtitles. If this is a coloring book, mention it. It is for 5 to 8 years. The boys coloring book for 5 to 8 years boys, so that it becomes easier. And also, Amazon gives most important to your weightage to your titles and subtitles. So if your book is about a teenage African American boy, and if it does not mention over in subtitle, so you are losing a lot of audience in that. So you have to put at least subtitles right, and this is one of the great example for that. Okay, description. Yes, description has to be done in a right manner, and the first 3 lines are the most important because 90% of people are browsing through mobiles and they see what they see once they go to your book sales page. Only title, subtitle, cover design, and descriptions first few lines. So in first few lines, the better way is that you are going to explain what benefits you are going to get if you buy this book. And benefits and features are different, 2 different things. Benefits means losing 10 kg in 10 days. That is a benefit of buying a diet book. But if you write 101 recipes for weight loss, it is a feature. It does not appeal me as a buyer. The second thing is there are so many books. How your book is different from other books. These 2 questions you have to reply in first 3 lines so that it attracts the attention. It is addressing some problem of your buyer, and that's how you create a description which sells the book. Now, there are a lot of softwares, and we talk about the niche also. Niche is basically a sub part of a bigger subject, and Amazon has a lot of niche topics. So I took the example of leadership books. If you go into that category, you are going to have a lot of competition, or you are using these leadership books type keywords, because Amazon will put you in the line of those people who are already ranking for these keywords. So as we have, you must be knowing that how the search engine optimization is done for Google. You focus on long tail keywords. So leadership books for teen has less competition as compared to leadership books or leadership books for women. So whenever you are putting in keywords and the categories which we will discuss later on, the keywords are the most important part because it gives Amazon an idea what you think about your book, where it should be shown to the audience. So that's why I think leadership books is a perfect example, because there are so many good books, but maybe there is a scope for you to write a book about leadership book for teens. And if we go for leadership books for sports person, there may be even less competition. So you have to select your keywords wisely. That's why people use the softwares like Publisher Rocket. This is the screenshot from Publisher Rocket. It gives you an idea of average price also. So do not go for highly competitive words, and do not go for single word, because they are always highly competitive. So go for long tail keywords and try to rank on those. And there are chances that you will get some exposure on those. Okay, category selection is very important, because if you try to rank in the higher categories, Amazon shows only 3 top categories, but it does not show on book sales page what is the level of that category. There are categories, and there are subcategories, and there are subcategories, then there are subcategories. So you cannot see that thing. But if you go into just see this one, this business and money, management and leadership. So you need to sell about 689 books per day to reach top most position. And if you want to rank in top 10, you have to sell at least 279 books per day for 8 days to reach this position. But if you go into niche or a subcategory, maybe in consolidation and merger, so you need to sell only 3 books to reach top 10. How it will matter, I'll show it in the next slide, but this does make sense. Why you are going to buy a book which shows that 2,599 in leadership? Why not to buy a book which shows at number 3 in consolidation and merger? So these create a psychological impact on the buyer. That's why these are kept over there. If Amazon starts showing your all categories or subcategories or subcategories, so no one will be interested in buying your books. So they are giving you an option to become bestseller in subcategories or subcategories. Okay, this is the same management and leadership. Just see number of sales for top 30 books, 8,000, 10,000. If you are a new seller, new book, and just see the prices and the level, because $6.77 price is for independent author, and published price from publishing houses is $10. So how you are going to survive in this category if you try to rank your book over here? But if you go in less competitive, just see, just moving one category down in the level, the top selling books, 30 selling books are about 400 books. So there is a more likelihood of becoming bestseller in these subcategories than the main category. So you need to select very less competitive, but still relevant to your book. You cannot rank your book, or you should not try to rank your book in the categories which are not related just to get bestseller badge. Please do not do that, because that does not help you. So I already mentioned this is the book became bestseller, and this is a very well-known person, senior executive from Amazon Way, John Rossman. His book became bestseller once I was marketing, and this bestseller badge drives more sales ideally, and you can rise further high in your ranking. So these do have some psychological impact. That's why people prefer to go in those categories or keywords which are less competitive. Okay, so now we are coming from the publishing part to marketing options. Basically, marketing options depend on what sort of book you have and what sort of budget you have. The more you have budget for your books or book, you have more options. But if you are not having a lot of finances for sustaining your marketing effort, then you should be very practical and you should be very selective in marketing options, because every marketing option enlisted over here requires budget. And how it will translate into sales, you cannot predict. That is the problem with marketing the books or any product. You cannot predict. This is not some bond sort of investment that you have invested and you will get this much after some period of time. This is a business where you are putting your best foot forward to get maximum sales, return on investment, and consistent sales. If you have a restricted budget, please go for these top two options and add third one later on. Amazon ads, book promotion websites, and email subscriber list. You have to develop those three things, and then you are good for all marketing effort. You do not need to do anything else. But if you want to raise your level and reach some place where, for example, I can tell you a few days back, I analyzed the book, The Psychology of Money. They are not running any ads, but the book has become bestseller and they are selling about $30,000 a month. So if you reach that place, then okay, you should not run ads. But 99.9% people do not reach that place. Even if you go and see Alchemist now, it is even now a bestseller, and it's earning about $40,000 a month. But if you do not have those sort of books or you do not have that much money, go for Amazon ads, book promotion websites, and email subscribers. Okay, as already mentioned, they are must for any author. But the catchword over here is they do not spend your whole budget. Even if you give them $1,000 budget, unless your ads are very relevant and optimized well, only then you will get to spend your complete budget. Otherwise, there is no possibility that you will spend your whole budget, because Amazon seek relevance, Facebook and Google seek only clicks. So if you are not running relevant ads, you will not spend your money well. Oh, just keep Amazon ads simple. There would be a lot of suggestions to bid high, but start with these broad phrase and exact. What I prefer is going by broad and phrase first, and once you get sales, only then go for exact keywords in your ads. And also, you must start these sort of ads, keyword targeting ads, in which you are targeting broad and phrase match, ASIN targeting, that is the relevant products, the category targeting, the broad category, because if you put ASINs and categories in one ad, the categories will get all the impressions and clicks and ASINs will not get. So it is better that you put them in separate ads. Relevant authors' name and title of their books, yes, that is very important. Because on Amazon, you are restricted by targeting by keywords and products only. You cannot target people by their demography or their interests or their age, their location. So you have to you have to cover all bases once you are targeting your ads. So target these sort of ads and you will see a lot of better results will come your way. Uh, Without this, you cannot cover all bases. And also on Amazon ads, there is a misconception that people start marketing their book in US only. You should market your book if this is an English book in UK, Canada, Australia, even in Germany. In German market, I have marketed books and almost 54% of population, according to one statistic which I saw, that people read English books. So go abroad in US, UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, all markets you should try. Even you can try in non-English markets. They will spend not a lot of money because they are not relevant over there, but they will get you some sales. And the advantage of running Amazon ads is you start getting organic sales also, because the end state which we would like to achieve is once you start advertising your book, all sales will come through ads. And as soon as your book is ranked on relevant keywords, then you will start getting organic sales. One of my author is selling 80% of books through Amazon, organically is selling his books. And 20% of our sales are coming from Amazon ads. But it was not possible before we started advertising. So end state or the most convenient state for you is for an author is to reach at that stage where 20% sale or 10% sales are coming from ads and 90 or 80% coming from organically. So that is we would like to have this state. Okay, book promotion websites. Since a new author or publisher does not have his own fan following or email subscriber lists, so he will go for, and he should go for, these book promotion websites. These book promotion websites have got a feature deal option, and they have a lot of email addresses of book readers. I have joined many these sort of websites, and I have given them which genres interest me. So whenever there is a book which is discounted, and they will send me an email, and I can go and buy that book. And these book promo deals do not cost a lot. For example, on Bargain Booksy, it is probably $30 or $35 for a day. You need to run one book promo at least in a month. It helps you getting downloads, and Amazon algorithm realizes that since this book is being downloaded, so it means that this should be given more visibility. So that is the science behind all these book promo websites. BookBub is the largest one, but they reject 80% of books without any reason. Book Butterfly, Bargain Booksy, My Book Cave are good options, and they accept all books. So if you get, one of the author told me that if you get a BookBub deal, it is just like a lottery you have won, because they have almost 6.4 million email subscriber, largest one. So just imagine that you get 4,000 downloads for your ebook in a day, and how it will affect your ranking. And it will as already discussed, it will start organic sales also. One of my author got bargain booksy deal. She was not selling a book. She got 30 downloads for $30. And then she got some paperback sales also. So she told me that she have recouped all her amount. So that's why these are good options to push your book uh, in case of new launch. Once promo is one promo per website is good one, and preferably, I'm sorry, there's a mistake in these spellings. Thursday and Friday are good one because if you gather momentum on the weekdays, normally on weekends the sales are more. So you carry that momentum into weekend also. Preferably Thursday or Friday, but you can select any day. It will not matter that much, but at least this I have experienced that you should try on weekdays. Thursday and Friday are the better one. Okay, they are sending discount, sorry. Then it costs $30 to $500 as already mentioned. And this is the BookBub's price list. You can see if you have a book, say on business, they have 450K email addresses. And if you are putting your book for free, they will charge you $257. If it is at 0.9, they will charge you $373. And free books estimated downloads 6,600. And estimated sales of discounted book 150 to 2,050. So even if you get fraction of that, it will give a boost to your ranking on Amazon, and it will drive more organic sales. So that's why it's very important. Email subscriber list, all marketing efforts aside, your email list is the most prized list which you can ever have. Because I have tried with Facebook ads generating leads for my clients and myself also, but it costs a lot. So if I want to have at least 500 email addresses on Facebook, it may cost up to $1,500 for that, $3 per lead. This is I already experimented. So no one would like to spend that much money on generating on the email addresses. So the better and the cost-effective way is go for BookFunnel. BookFunnel is specially designed for independent authors. $100 per annum membership means $8 a month, and you can collect up to 100 to 500 emails in a month. So that's why collection of email through BookFunnel, MailerLite. I've used BookFunnel and I found it complete solution for all authors. So it is preferable that you use this one. An email conversion rate ranges from 4 to 14%. Just imagine that you have got 1,000 email addresses and you send an email blast for your new book. And even if it converts to 4% sales only, it becomes 40 sales in a day or in few days. So that is a lot of sales in terms of a new launch. So that's why all marketing books which I have read and I have discussed with people, they say the email is the second most effective way to market any product, including a book, after word of mouth. The first one is the testimonial by a person. The second is email, and then social media and all other platforms come. So what I have seen, the successful authors have 40 to 50,000 fan following emails, and they regularly send them emails about their upcoming book, teasers from their new books, which are coming soon. So they generate a lot of sales from email. Then there is social media marketing. You can use Facebook, LinkedIn ads. I have found that they are better for marketing non-fiction books. One of my author has a book specially written for chief executive officers. On LinkedIn, you can target people by their appointments or their job descriptions or industry. So non-fiction book is a good, better way to target in LinkedIn, but these are very expensive ads. Unlike Amazon, if you put $100 budget on LinkedIn ad, it will consume in few hours, what to talk of a day. So social media can be used, Facebook can be used targeting people. But the problem of all marketing efforts is how do you analyze what how much sales is Facebook is contributing. Although Amazon has started with the option that you can see your off Amazon efforts also on Amazon dashboard, but till now I have found that there are so many errors and you cannot predict. So many authors do like this, that they say that before we started Facebook ads, we were selling 10 books on average per day. Now we are selling 12 books. So it means that two are coming from Facebook. It does not happen like this. So that's why I always advise that social media marketing should come later on. First, you have to do all those three things. TikTok is very good for fiction books. YouTube is an also option, but the more option you add, more budget you need. So you have to be very wise in spending your money. Pricing is very important, because if you price your book more than $10, if you are an unknown author, just to say that, okay, I am getting $5 royalty on $15 price. So if you sell 10 books in a month, you will get $50 royalty. But if you reduce the price and you sell more books, increase sales volume, then you will earn more royalty. Many authors are so afraid to put their books below 10, and below 10 is also a psychological factor, that 9.99, although it is as good as $10, but psychologically we think that it's cheaper one. Why someone should spend $19 for a book of fiction once there are so many options below $10? And even if there is a book very niche specific, it should not be more than $20. And if it is designed or targeted for the audience like CEOs of startup, then you can go for going into $30 or $40 or $50. But preferably, the lesser the price is, increase the sales volume and get return on investment, instead of doing this thing that you are just trying to sell the book which is overpriced. Also, try to publish your book in one color without a lot of fancy things. One of the author published her book in colors, and its cost of printing is more, and so she cannot reduce the price also. There are many people who publish through Ingram Spark. Ingram Spark also adds their royalty. So if you are looking for a profit margin, then it will further reduce, and you have to balance your act. Okay, the last thing I would introduce, although I should have introduced earlier, but I feel that the first thing which is more interesting for the author should be discussed. I am CEO of A to Z Publishing, top-rated freelancer, and working remotely. And our concept is doing it remotely so that we reduce the cost for our the services which we provide. So feel free to contact us. We have a YouTube channel. I am on LinkedIn, the website, and soon its app is being launched. And if you need any assistance, we are here to help. Now I will open the question answer, and you can ask any question if you feel.